Hi there, welcome back to the studio. Today we're going to talk about one of my favourite subjects, and that's controlling and shaping light using different modifiers like magnum reflectors, softboxes, beauty dishes, gobos, strip boxes, grids and so much more. So it doesn't matter whether you're shooting still life, portraits, product photography or just even some creative setups, understanding how each modifier changes your light is the secret to elevating your photography from flat to fabulous. So let's jump in and explore what these tools actually do and when to use each one. Now this is a standard sort of magnum reflector that you get that comes with a basic light. If I take this off, it's just silver on the inside. There are different versions depending on what you want to do. Now this is a newer Q6 and it's got a standard Bowens mount, so it's 3 pins on it, and all of my softboxes, grids, whatever, they all fit into that. So it doesn't matter what I use, whether it's constant light or studio light, I use a Bowens mount. There are different mounts out there, so make sure that you get light modifiers that match the setup that you've got. For me, it's Bowens mount. And a lot of them are coming out with Bowens mounts on them these days, so it's easier just to get that setup. But that's up to you. So that's sort of a standard one. It's got silver on the inside. The light is going to come through, bounce around a little bit, and spread it out. It's pretty harsh, it's not that soft. So this is another type of magnum reflector. It just clips onto there. It's just a little bit bigger and it comes out over the front of these. Now, why would you use these? Well, if you use something like a barn door, if you're doing, let's get it to clip on. So if you're doing creative portraits or film noir or cinematic portraits or something like that, then you might want to use a barn door. It gives you beautiful, you can focus the light to exactly where you want it to go, down from a slither, open it right up. Very, very cool. I love using this, especially when I'm doing cinematic portraits like the Roaring 20s or 40s, film noir, things like that. Awesome. The next one I want to talk about is a strip box. Can't even see the whole thing in here. And this one I use especially for product photography, and I have a grid inside it. I'm hoping you can see that. So it's a honeycomb grid, so I can direct the light where I want it to go. There is a diffuser on the inside, so that can soften it as well. This is fantastic for product photography, and I have a few of these that I use, and I use them on the side of my shot, not necessarily sort of straight in front of it, but I will have it off to the side. This is a softbox, and it's probably the most versatile modifier in any studio. It diffuses the light, spreads the lights, creates soft, even illumination with a gentle fall off and minimal shadows. You can get them in different sizes and different shapes. You can get square, rectangle. This is an octagonal one, and the shape slightly changes how the light wraps around your subject. For portraits, I love using this Octabox, and this is a 65 centimeter from Photix. Love it. I also have the 85 centimeter. The beauty of this, and if I remove the diffuser so that you can see inside, this is white. Some of them come in silver, and the silver does throw out more light, but I love the white because it's beautiful, soft. The El Cheapo softboxes aren't necessarily going to give you that beautiful soft glow, but these ones do. This has also got an inner, if I can unhook it, an inner built-in beauty dish. So there's a silver panel that goes over the light, and I don't even have a traditional beauty dish anymore because I only use these. But I will share a photo of one. But that allows you to use this softbox as a beauty dish and softbox in one. So it is absolutely perfect. Why? You can use it without the front diffusion. Why would you want to use a beauty dish? It gives you a slightly different edge. It creates a bit more contrast and definition while still keeping nice soft transition between your light and your shadow. Perfect for fashion and beauty portraits. You'll get that glow on the skin, crisp detail and a dimensional look, especially when you position it just above your subject and angle it down on the face a little bit. The next one I want to show you is a gobo. Now, a gobo stands for go between. So you can put shapes in between your subject and your light source. Now, this one is a little mini gobo and I have a big one. But what you do with this is that there's a whole heap of different, and these are the actual gobos themselves. So you've got different shapes. So there's holes, windows, different size shapes, checkerboard, whatever. There's a whole heap, lots and lots of different ones. And what you do is you put them in the gobo holder. Now these are just plastic because this is a fairly basic one. It's quite small. I think it's only about 60 watts. I'd have to double check that, but it's from Neewer. They've also got a big one. Now these just clip into there like so, and then that clips onto your light like so. Now what this does, when I turn this on, it's probably not going to make much difference with the big studio lights on, but if I hold that behind me, hopefully you can see how it's giving like a circle? And that's what it's for. You can use it, especially in cinematic portraits, if you want to put that spotlight on the face or behind them, or if you wanted to put a spotlight on a hand or a prop or something like that. So using a gobo is an awesome asset, and some of them clip onto your lights. So there's a big one from Neewer that actually clips onto, and it's got a big lens in it, it's a big heavy thing. Clips onto your constant lights. It also clips onto your studio strobes, and you can use that to add more power to it. So this is a little mini one, not terribly powerful, but it can work a treat. But if you're looking for something a bit more powerful, then go for one of the big gobos. And they usually have metal gobos, not these sort of cheap plasticky ones. So they're obviously going to cost you more, but they are a little bit stronger to use, whereas these not quite so powerful. So that's it for light modifiers, and I'll show you some of the shots. I'm just going to shoot with a mannequin so you can see the difference between the different ones, and I'm going to put them like the light modifier in pretty much the same position. But the real magic happens when you're combining different modifiers. So if you have one or two lights or more, you could have a softbox on one, a strip box on another, and a gobo on another. You can play around with different configurations and really sort of make everything pop and come to life. You can have a main light, a fill light, a rim or a hair light, and it really does make a huge difference to your portraits. But I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you today just the difference between the different modifiers. Okay, so these are the images that I took with the different reflectors. So this is with a beauty dish reflector, and this is with a softbox, so it does throw and soften a little bit more light. This is with the gobo, so this is a very subtle circle in the background. You can sort of see it's got shadow on the outside edge of it. If I was to use one of the bigger gobos, it would have been more pronounced. This is with a strip box, so the shadow is quite pronounced down one side. I would generally have two of these, one on either side. This is a bare bones Magnum reflector. It's really bright. It's quite harsh light. It's not very flattering at all. And this is putting the barn doors on. So it does close it down quite a lot if you choose to. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Maybe even subscribe. Hit that little bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time on YouTube. Bye.